Wonderful.
Excellent.
Yes, you can start, Shaka.
Well, it's still morning there, so good morning, everyone. And I understood I have about 30 minutes to talk about my own personal background, because I am from Afghanistan, like you guys.
Wonderful.
Yes, so if at any point you didn't understand something, I can explain it in Dari as well. Unfortunately, I don't know Pashto because I grew up as refugee in Iran and didn't have opportunity to learn Pashto. Anyway, I am Shakardokht Jafari. I have a PhD or doctorate degree in medical physics. Currently, I work as clinical scientist in Queen Alexandra Hospital in UK. I also commercialize my research outcome, the innovation that I had during my PhD research project. So I have a company to do the commercialization. And also I supervise master degree and PhD students in their project at the Surrey University and Portsmouth University. So very busy. And on top of all of these, I created an online school with the help of my friends and colleagues. Since the schools are shut in Afghanistan, we created an online platform so students can have access to teaching material, and also we have one-to-one or class tutorials. Students could resolve their problems, ask questions, and we have a lot of personal development programs as well for them. English language, digital literacy, and all you need to continue your education or work outside Afghanistan. Because we think when the situation is not good inside Afghanistan, we need to open the eyes of our students to the outside opportunities. And there are plenty of opportunities outside the border, but who can use it? The person who are confident in their language, English language, one of them, who can study another international language and go to the countries that speak that language. You need to be confident in using web-based systems, starting from email, doing university applications, excuse me, job applications, or how to write personal statement, for example, and so on. So those are our activities. Going back to my personal story, I grew up, well, I was born in a distant village of Afghanistan in Daikundi, inside the mountains. You probably just seen it on the map. I was only 6 years old when Soviet war started and our village was bombed. So my father just packed everything and we started moving to a safer place. It took us 6 months traveling through deserts, mountains, sleeping at night in the cave. And you can imagine how difficult that journey could be. So we lost a lot of elderlies and also young children. I lost my sister on the way because we didn't have access to medicine. And just with a simple disease of diarrhea, we lost her. Then after 6 months, we ended up by Iran border and we entered Iran. My father was working in road construction company in Afghanistan, but he couldn't take any documentation with him to continue similar type of work in Iran. So he started doing gardening, the skill he knew from doing farming on his own farm, his father's farm, better to say. And I started a school in Iran. I was very lucky because I received one of those permanent ID cards. About a couple of years later, Iranian authority just issued temporary ID card, which was not valid for a school registration. And that way, the whole generations of of children remained uneducated, unfortunately, in Iran. Yeah, I was lucky on that sense, but I was just 14 years old that I realized my own family doesn't want me to study because I was engaged to my cousin day one I was born. And they were just arranging the marriage ceremony. I wasn't happy, as you can guess. And my father understood this. I was in the garden, just very upset. And he came to me and said, look, I can't say anything to my older brother, but you couldn't make a promise as a baby. That was all he said. He went back to the room and it encouraged me to write a letter to my cousin and explain why I can't marry him, why I don't want to marry him. And I explained about our age difference. He was 12 years older than me, about our life scope difference, that what I am thinking about my future and what he wants, just a housewife, and that was not me. He could force me to marry him, but I did say, I really appreciate if you understand the situation and not forcing me. Otherwise, you will turn your life and my life to a living hell. So I gave this letter the following day that everything was agreed on, wedding day, etc. And he thought it's a love letter. He bashed and put in his pocket. You can imagine what happened the next day. The older brother came screaming on my dad that you can't even control your daughter. And my dad said, look, we call ourselves Muslim. In Islam, marriage is not like mandatory. In a sense, you can't forcefully marry someone. If she's not happy, how I can force her? The marriage contract will not be valid. So he doesn't have anything in reply, of course. He goes back, and I was able to go to school. But 1 year later, my own father was forcing me to marry my another cousin and said, stop, that's enough of a schooling. You need to go to have your own life and house. And I accepted my cousin's proposal with a condition, said, if you give me 3 years time that I could finish my 4-year time education of high school, I was planning to do 2 years in 1 year. Then I accept, but we will be just engaged and no contract will be signed. He accepted. But when he went to my aunt and uncle, whom I refused marrying their son, they said, didn't you learn lesson from us? You are giving 3 years time to this girl. We gave 14 years time to grow up, and now she is asking for 3 years, and after 3 years, she might tell you, no, I have changed my mind. So he comes back and say, no, I can't accept this type of deal. She needs to sign the contract, but I do give 3 years time. And I said, look, that only 2 years, 2 days passed from we spoke last time. And now he changed his mind because somebody said something. How I can trust him for 3 years? And that way I managed to cancel that second, fourth marriage. Still my dad was saying, okay, fine, but you're not allowed to go to school. So this time my head teacher stepped in. I took my little sister to register at a school, and she said, they call by surname in Iran, Jafari, why you're not in your class? I was too tearful to say anything, but my classmates told her that my dad is not allowing me to go to high school. So she said, you can't register this young girl, go and ask your dad himself has to come, because you're not at what's the term? You're not over 18, basically. So I told my dad that you need to go yourself for registration. And dad understood and said, did you say something to your head teacher? I said, no, I didn't report you. So he took the sister to school, and as expected, her teacher said, what's the point of registering this young girl when you don't let my best student to attend her class? And he gives all sorts of cultural, financial excuses, and she managed to convince him to give me one more year, just one more year. But that gave me enough bravery. When he came home and took me to market to buy my books, I bought 2 years book. And my brother loudly said, but that doesn't let you to go to school anymore. Why you're buying 2 years? You only have 1 year. I said, okay, he might not let me to do 2 years, but I can study at home. I may be able to attend the final year exams. And that way I kind of showed my intention to my dad that even though you're allowing me 1 year, I'm not going to stop after a year. So a year later, the second cousin again came back, did apologies and said, okay, just engagement, no signing contract. I still accept your terms. And I didn't have any excuses, but I just strongly said to my dad, no, Dad, that's enough. I don't want to accept this proposal. And this time my dad started getting angry on me. And I said, look, you call yourself a dedicated Muslim, and in Islam it's clearly written in religious books that children are given to you to raise. You don't have the authority to change their life forever. That made him even more angry, that I don't have authority? Okay, get out of my house. And he took a broom to beat me, and it was midsummer, very hot. We were living in a factory that my father was working, and the ground was covered with sharp broken stones that you can see in the railways. And I ran, and my feet was burning from the hot stones, and he was chasing me. Never forget that scene. There was a water tank in the middle of the yard, and I was going round and round, and he was chasing me. Finally, he got tired, and he returned back to the house and told me, get out of my house. You're not allowed in anymore. So I slept in the yard at night, and my mom brought me a little food, and I was not brave enough to return back inside. And the following day, I realized that he's busy in a corner of the garden, and I just sneaked in the room. But I was so scared that what happens now, he might come and beat me. But no, that didn't happen. But he didn't speak to me either. He disowned me and just was telling my mom that tell your daughter she's not allowed to go to the school. But I did dress up, and I passed in front of him like a mouse passing in front of a cat. Scared, but didn't see any reaction. That gave me enough bravery to go to school. And something else that gave me enough strength was the dream I saw the night before. I saw from a darkness of horizon, a dot is appearing, a bright dot, and coming towards me. And when it come closer and closer, I could read. It was saying, Nun wal qalam wa ma yasturun. A verse of Quran that God swear on and I interpreted in my dream that that means nobody can stop me from my education. Excuse me. So I did finish high school, and again, my dad was telling my mom that she's not allowed to go to the university. And when everybody was asleep, I was sneaking out in the garden, made a small lantern out of a glass bottle and a cotton yarn, lighting that in a corner of garden and reading my books. All my classmates were going to preparation courses for concours exam. And I didn't have any confidence comparing myself to them, that the way I am studying, self-studying in a dark, and they're going to the best classes and best teachers, how I am going to pass this exam. But that year, I was the only girl in our city that managed to pass the public university exam and go to Tehran Medical University to study radiation technologies. And then I continued my studies to the higher level, finished with BSc, returned back to Afghanistan when first round Taliban fell off power, and started working in Kabul Medical University as assistant professor. I led the project of reestablishment of cancer center in Afghanistan. And when I lost my own father due to cancer, I decided to become a specialist in cancer care. So I signed up for another master's degree in medical physics. I came to UK in 2010 under International Atomic Energy Agency scholarship, studied master's degree, continued then to PhD when I received PhD offer. And that was when my family joined me. By that time, I had the husband that I chose myself. The story become too long if I tell you how I chose my own husband. And I had 2 children, and they joined me. I invented a radiation detection system during my PhD research project that the patent is registered now in USA, Europe, India, and China. And I started commercialization of the project when everything was going really well. In 2018, I was diagnosed with cancer myself. And I realized I am pregnant as well at the same time. So very difficult situation, but my treatment team managed to save the baby and save me. And that's, hang on, because that's him.
Oh, it's dark now. It's dark now.
Oh, yeah.
Your children?
Now, see now, my boy, he's 4 years old now. I am the first woman now from Afghanistan who obtained PhD degree in medical physics, and my company being in media, even in one of the biggest airports in UK, they put a snapshot of my video in my company in Heathrow Airport. Yeah, so the conclusion is follow your dream, follow your passion. I know there are lots of obstacles, but when you're determined on what you're doing, nothing and nobody can stop you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Wonderful story. So inspiring.
And the book, my life story is now written in the form of a book called Shakardokht, an Afghan woman journey. It's available on Amazon from 6th of July. Yeah, people can pre-order now, but it will be, I think, one of the inspiring books. I hope if we could send some in Afghanistan. I don't know how.
Yeah, it would be. It would be very inspiring.
The situation of girls in Afghanistan prompted me to write it up. So I started writing since last year and it's finished and now ready for. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. And students, do you have any questions? Doctors?
Yeah.
Who are the doctors? Who are the doctors here?
Great job.
Yes.
Yay. If you needed me to explain any part in Dari, I am fine. Sorry, we couldn't hear.
Sorry. What is your job, a doctor? A dentist, doctor, a heart doctor, a doctor?
Clinical scientist. That's my job title. Clinical scientist.
Which is a researcher?
Which is a scientist who works in hospital. So my day-to-day job is quality control of radiation treatment machine, creating treatment plan for cancer patients who receive radiation treatment, and commissioning new technologies and doing research.
Okay, and when it was your first day in the hospital, I mean, you went to the first time to the hospital, what's your feeling?
I cried because my first hospital placement was Children's Hospital in Tehran. And when I saw those little angels ill on the bed, I couldn't stop my emotions and I cried all the day.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for giving us your important time. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
How was the situation in Iran for refugees at that time?
The social situation wasn't good and is still not good. Still, Afghan refugees called as second-class citizens. And there is lots of insult when you go to buy, for example, bread from bakery. They say, go to your own country and buy bread. But schools and universities, because you're dealing with educated people, you can't see these things at the school much. There are some odd cases, but mostly teachers and masters are very supportive of the students. And I received a lot of support from my teachers, a lot of love during my hard time that I had with my family. I received support from my teacher that really helped me not go insane. Yeah, and my lecturers were putting me in a very good placement hospitals to learn more, because they were saying you will return back to your country and you will not have any support, so you need to become independent from now and learn as much as possible. So yeah, great support.
Wow. And how old were you when you went to US?
US, I just
To
went.
UK, sorry, UK, sorry.
Yeah, I came to UK in 2010. I was 34 years old.
And how was the translation within the Iran country and Afghan country and within a Western country?
I think what enjoyed the most in the UK was the freedom and acceptance of all the cultures and religions. I didn't have confidence. I thought because I was raised in Iran and worked in Afghanistan, I might not have enough knowledge to study same level as my classmates in UK. And that worry made me to study every day until midnight, 1 a.m. We were doing group study with my 2 other colleagues that we did our master degree together. But guess what happened? From 47 people in our classroom, 23 people failed, and we got distinction.
Wow.
And that boosted our confidence, and we learned it doesn't matter where you are born. It doesn't matter in what condition you study. What matters is you understanding the subject and concept.
Yeah.
I listen about something about doctors. More people say that doctor job is too much hard. Is it right or wrong?
Well, it depends what type of doctor you are. If you are a medical doctor, like a general practitioner, yes, of course, there is lots of night shifts and emergency calls. So you kind of have to work around your professional life and dedicate your personal and family time to it when necessary, because it is life of people that you're dealing with. But if you're a doctor like me, a scientist doctor, then no, it is a ordinary job. Mostly in UK, the time schedule is from 9 to 5 p.m. and then you go home and you don't have any other responsibility. So it really depends on the type of job you're selecting, on the hospital. But despite that, I am a scientist. When I was working in Afghanistan, my daughter, second daughter, was only 30 days old when they called me from French Medical Institute for Children that we are opening this hospital and we need you. And I said, look, my baby is only 30 days old. They said, no, that's fine. We will give a baby bed in your office so you can come to work with your baby. So I was taking my 1-month-old baby with me at work. I was operating CT scan machine and holding baby in one arm. It really depends on the situation of the hospital and country you work in. And I was receiving calls at 2 a.m. that CT scanner has stopped working, come and see what's going wrong. So I had to ask driver to come and pick me midnight and go to the hospital, check the system. And if I could resolve the issue, that was brilliant. If I couldn't, I was dealing with engineers outside the country over the phone and online. Yes, so I think it doesn't matter much what profession you're studying. It's you to choose what type of lifestyle you want. And there are always plenty of jobs related to that profession that started from being very easy 9-to-5 job to a very difficult on-call, late shift, evening shift, or night shift job. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for this experience. We are so excited and we are so interested in your stories. Thank you so much to you have
You
you
share-
do as your important hand.
And you share as
We are
as
really
your
proud of
feelings.
you. We're really proud of you.
Yeah.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you.
If you have any other questions, you can always write them down and I will send it to her. Okay? If they come to your mind. That's fine. It's fine.
How we can become a complete doctor?
What grade you're now?
My dream is army. I want to join army.
My dream is I want to become a surgeon doctor.
I want to become a surgeon doctor.
So the question was how to become a surgeon doctor?
Yeah, a complete surgeon doctor.
Yes.
Okay. How to become a surgeon doctor? At this situation, you
Yeah.
master your English language and finish your high school. When you finish your high school, there are lots of international exams that you can sit on and get your high school qualification. And with that qualification, you can apply to the international universities that does medicine. You need to study medicine first. And when you finish the medicine, then you can apply for profession, and one of the profession is surgery. So then you can do the surgery training and become a surgeon.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're
So
welcome.
much for your important idea. Thank you. We really appreciate you.
So how many years does it take from university? So how many years of medical doctor and then surgeon?
I am not sure, depending on the countries. Like, for example, in Iran, it takes 7 years to finish medicine, another 4 years to become a specialist. In Afghanistan, also similar, 7 years and 3 to 4 years. In UK, I think it's shorter, 4 years of medicine and 3 years of a specialist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the teachers is Brishna, and she wants to be a surgeon. So this is why she asked you this question.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, you will be. I'm sure you will be if you take every opportunity you can.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Miss.
Any other questions?
No.
Or any? No? Okay.
I don't
Anything
have,
you
I don't have questions.
Anything you want to share?
Yes, we have with our dream.
Yeah.
Fabio, they want to share her dream book.
You would like to see Shakar? You would like to see Fatima's dream book?
Yes.
Surgeon dream book. Surgeon
Yes.
dream book.
That would be lovely.
Fatima, come.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Yes.
we had dream class this morning also, and they shared, you know, some quotes, some team building quotes, some and some drawings.
Brilliant.
Okay.
My name is Fatma Turani. My biggest dream is to open one hospital and serving to people.
Lovely. And you draw yourself in the hospital uniform.
Yeah.
Never
Great.
give up because great things take time. Believe yourself.
Never give up because great things take time. Believe in yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
The
Love it.
surgery room. This is my auntie Brishna. This is me.
She drew two doctors. One is Fatima and one is her auntie Krishna.
Oh, great. And both of them are surgeons doing surgery.
And second, this is the second picture. She drew one surgery room and
Yeah.
3 doctors, 1 patient.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I like how you
And
draw the
another
surgery
picture.
room live, because I had surgery 2 months ago,
Heart surgery.
and I remember it was like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
This heart surgery room. I do heart surgery.
And this is the second draw.
Oh, wow. That's excellent.
Keep on. I'm a future doctor. It's hard.
Can you take it a little bit back, because the page is cut at the bottom?
And this is another picture she drew. Think and work hard. You may find solution to any problem.
Exactly.
This is my office.
Brilliant.
And the computer.
This is my beauty dream book.
This is
She draw a heart.
A heart.
I didn't.
She drew a heart, and inside the heart was her.
Ah, wow.
Thank you.
They're very good in drawing.
Yeah, excellent. And what is this one?
Another surgeon.
My name is Brishna Rampar. I want to become a doctor in the future. It is my big dream to establish my own hospital and to serve my human land. That is my big dream. And this is my book, second page. God is the best doctor and prayer is the best medicine.
Brilliant.
Can you hear me? And this is my book, third page. For my dream book, one day I will become a professional doctor. And I believe a lot of myself. I write this book, this page.
Excellent.
And also I write some speech about my dream book. I have lots of my dream in my life. I want to become a doctor from my childhood. People's love. I think everyone should get right out there. Great. We should love each other in society. Everyone is equal.
Yeah, great. I have a question there. How much your family support your dreams?
And this page I write it. My
Krishna,
family is
Krishna.
really love with doctor jobs. My family always support me, and they always help with me everything what I want to, and because they always support me. My parents always support me to I reach my all dreams, and I achieve my all dreams, and I get my dreams. That is a so happy time for me. To my parents support me, and they help with me to I get my goals and my dreams.
That's brilliant.
Now Afghanistan situation is so so hardest for us. So for that the reason I am so sad for that situation, but I am not broken. I stand of this situation. I believe of myself. One day I will become a doctor. So I wait for that day to I become a doctor.
Yeah, you will make that day.
Yeah. And also for my dream book, I draw one doctor and the doctor suit.
Beautiful.
And also I have I read some speech about the now situation when a future in the future when I will be have the first patient and at the room the surgery, and I will be and I also with some doctors and nurses. So that time when I become a successful, my first surgery, I will be so happy. That time I will be that time will be my life wonderful time. So that day I will be sure to today I am absolutely reached to my all dreams, all my big dreams. So actually now when I writing that speech, I was my feeling was so brilliant and I was so happy. So I write it. And
Excellent.
also I have one photo and the surgery rooms. I want to become a doctor, a surgery doctor, and I want to have a first patient in the surgery room, and I will be treatment to that patient.
Is that
And
a real photo or is it's a drawing?
Yeah,
a real photo.
No, it's a photo.
Oh,
Photo?
great.
Yeah.
How did you get to surgery room and dressed up?
Yeah. And these pictures I draw for my dream book Beauty, because I want to draw my book very beautiful. For that the reason I will draw that. So also I have another pictures about the actor. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. And also
Great.
I have another pictures about the actor.
Ooh,
The dream is free.
that's interesting.
I draw. Okay. And
Oh, maybe problems with connection.
Yeah.
She's one of our teachers, and she was stopped when at the university.
Oh, okay. Connection resumed. Love this.
She was, yeah, it's wonderful. Heart inside the bulb, light bulb. Yeah, they're magical.
thank you so
They're
much
magical.
for your attention.
I think she was at the second year of medicine.
Right.
Yeah,
University.
Well-
Brishna, you were at the second. You are at the second year of medicine, right?
Yes, Fabio. I was the second year in the medical faculty in the university.
So you do have high school certificate. You can apply now to international universities.
Yeah, ma'am. I can.
Yes, we are creating connections with the Italian universities to get them free scholarships.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Okay, thank you, Fabio, to your help with me and to our students. And also thank you, Miss, to
You're most welcome.
You give us your important time and you share with us your important speech and your good ideas, your feelings. I'm so happy to meet with you. Trust me, that time is for me very important, and I'm really fond of this time I meet with you, and I have you, and I share with you my dream book.
Thank you. I hope one day I come and visit you in the hospital when you're a surgeon.
Oh, thank you, Miss.
You're welcome. Yeah, Italy is not far away from here.
Yeah. 1.5 hours, I think.
Yeah,
1.5
yeah.
hours.
1.5 hour flight.
Yeah. Okay. So wonderful meeting. Thank you very much, Shakar. Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Love to see you all.
So much.
Wish you all the best.
Bye.
Follow your dream. Follow your dreams. Okay. Bye.
Nice to meet you. Have a good
Thank you,
night.
thank you, thank
Bye.
you.
Have a good time. Have a good day.
Have a good
You
night.
too.
Good night.